Coon facts start plausible and get progressively harder to defend. 9 of them are filed below. The last one is still being argued about. Opening the case at 1. Many Maine Coons continue growing until they're 3, 4, or even 5 years old. Because the growth is so gradual, it rarely feels dramatic. Then, one day, a photo from a few years earlier turns up, and the difference is impossible to ignore. Somewhere along the way, the cat became much more cat. Nobody warns you about 2. A Maine Coon approaching 20 pounds can still produce sounds that belong on a much smaller animal. Chirps, trills, and warbles that seem physically impossible given the size of the unit emitting them. Some sound like birds. Others seem to believe every household event requires live commentary at extremely high pitch. The sound and the cat don't match, and they never will. 3 is where the dog comparisons start. Maine Coons tend to arrive wherever you're going before you've fully committed to going there. Making coffee, folding laundry, standing in a hallway looking at nothing, all of it qualifies as something the cat has business with. The supervision is unprompted, consistent, and never explained. If you're moving, there's a good chance the cat is involved. If you've stopped, the cat is assessing why. 4 breaks the stereotype most people hold about cats and water. Many Maine Coons treat sinks, showers, and running taps as active points of interest rather than things to avoid. Some dip a paw before drinking. Others arrive the moment a faucet is turned on, as though water has begun operating without proper oversight. The inspection is always thorough. 5 gets obvious the moment you put a Maine Coon paw next to a standard cat's. Those oversized paws likely functioned as natural snowshoes in harsher climates, a practical explanation that becomes less reassuring when the paw is currently on your kitchen counter. Visitors tend to notice the paws first, then the rest of the cat walks into view, and the paws still seem too large. 6 is a physics problem most Maine Coon owners discover the hard way. A cat that size climbs far better than any reasonable expectation would suggest. Bookcases, shelves, and tall furniture all remain fully operational destinations. Owners regularly walk into a room and find the cat somewhere that didn't seem structurally available. Your cat offers no explanation why it's gone into King Kong mode. 7 is a massive contradiction. A fully grown Maine Coon can weigh as much as a small dog, while still operating on the behavioral schedule of a 4-month-old kitten. Many remain enthusiastically committed to sprinting through hallways, ambushing inanimate objects, and inventing games with no stated objective. The memo about adulthood was received and ignored. 8 tends to land in person rather than in photos. You only truly notice the scale when they walk past something familiar. When your cat strolls into the living room and looks down at a visiting Shih Tzu, the contrast does all the work. It completely breaks people's brains to see a cat that requires the same amount of floor space as a small canine. That's usually when someone stops the conversation entirely to ask if you're sure that's actually a cat. 9 is still being argued about, which is unusual for a breed this well documented. Some theories involve long-haired cats arriving with Vikings. Others point to European sailors. Then there's the raccoon theory, which has survived for decades purely because people wanted it to be true. Cats and raccoons cannot produce offspring. The theory persists anyway. Most experts believe the breed developed naturally in the northeastern United States, and the state of Maine seems to believe this theory the most. Whether they're part Viking, part dog, or just a genetic anomaly, Maine Coon cats are completely unforgettable. Living with one means accepting that normal cat rules just don't apply. Drop a comment. Does a giant dog-sized cat sound like your dream pet or a complete nightmare? Maine Coon facts decoded. Gentle giant status confirmed.
I'll see you at the next Whisker Signals.